So I want us to first define what is a high value man. And instead of going through some arbitrary metrics and qualifications, here's a phrase that embodies all of these with social proof. A high value man is a man that other men want to be and other women want to be with. When this statement is true for a man, it is almost a certainty that he is a man of value. So with that said, here are 4 things a high value man looks for in a woman on the first date. While there could be a variety of different things a man of this caliber looks for, these 4 things are what men of a high level have high standards in when it comes to choosing a woman long term. The first thing is emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. A man of high value, while he may date many women, he does have a lot of options, but he is looking for certain indicators to choose a woman to invest in long term, and one of these is her having a high level of emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. And there's a reason why these 2 aspects are important when it comes to the emotional intelligence aspect. If he is a man of value, it is very likely he has a very good network. He's used to dealing with people, he's used to making social connections of some kind. Now, that's not saying that he is an absolute socialite, but he is somebody who understands people and who understands human nature when pertaining to relationships and how we relate to one another. Therefore, if he's going to choose somebody who is going to be coming with him into those spaces, it's crucial that the woman he chooses has this in his eyes. Now, there's an understanding that a woman is more likely to be naturally adept in handling emotional intelligence. This is something that he is definitely looking for. Ideally, he'd have a woman close to his level of emotional intelligence, since he's likely to be quite high in it. The reason he values this so highly is because her being on his team is going to be adding value to his life. And I mean value to his life outside of the romantic element. She will be able to tell things and read things in the room that maybe he will miss. She will be able to help him potentially build bridges with people because she can see it from a different perspective than maybe he would initially see. So this is something that he values in a woman because it provides value to his life outside of the sexual and the romantic intimacy. Now, with having the emotional maturity, the reason he values this and he looks for it is because he wants to choose somebody who understands that life isn't perfect. He wants to choose someone who understands that he isn't perfect. While he may look very shiny on the outside, he is a human being as well. And so part of having emotional maturity is someone being aware of their own emotions and can handle their own emotions. Someone who understands that your partner is there to support you, but is not solely responsible for how you feel. That's only ever our own job and our own inner work. He gets that it's natural for women to be more sensitive emotionally with certain things or even most things, and that's okay. He accepts that because he understands that men and women sometimes operate very differently. However, what's important to him is that this isn't a woman who purely lashes out and operates from a place of emotionality. That she's not the kind of woman who uses emotionality as an excuse for bad or toxic behavior. That she wouldn't use her emotions as a reason for, say, physical abuse or a reason to say very hurtful things. A woman with principles and morals still maintains these things even when she's having an emotional time. This becomes crucial when it comes to disagreements and arguments, because it's all easy when things are going great, right? But it's actually through arguments that we really find out about a person. The next thing that he looks for is being high in her feminine. Naturally, if this is a man of value who sits in his masculine, and I really want to make it clear that we're talking about a man who does sit in his masculine, then he's going to be looking for a woman who is a complement to his energy in his life. If he's a masculine man, he will be looking for a feminine woman for all of the reasons that we know, because she is nurturing, because she is kind, because she is a place of peace for him. This kind of woman who understands how to look after and protect a man's spirit. The masculine protects the feminine mentally and physically, maybe even emotionally, but the feminine protects the masculine spiritually. A high value man understands it can be difficult to find a woman who not only actively wants to do that, but has the ability to do that. When we're talking about modern society today, this is the part that most of us, men and women, neglect. The next thing that he looks for is appreciation. This kind of man wants to serve the woman he chooses. When he chooses a woman, he's choosing her because he says, I want to serve this woman in the way that I know how, in a way that I'm able to. Whether that is leading, whether that is sacrificing, whether that is providing a home, whether that is providing a lifestyle, providing a frame in which she can thrive in a safe environment, provide a space where she can be and express herself in all of her being, because that's why he's choosing her. However, the fuel for that is appreciation. Men want to serve women, but it has to be appreciated. For a man, it is through the appreciation that she gives him, which shows that she respects him, respects the things that he does for her. He's not asking her to bring everything he brings equally. He's just asking her to have some gratitude and recognition for the things that he does. And her doing that is only going to make him want to do more of that. The next thing that a man of value looks for are signs of sexual history. Now, when I say this, instantly people are going to think, oh, he cares about body count. Why do men care? And it's interesting because when we hear this rhetoric of men caring about how many men a woman has slept with, it's not actually about the number, it's what the number represents. Let me give you the woman's equivalent. This is the same as why a woman cares about a man's success. Men's automatic response is, oh, why does she care about my success? Why does she care about how much I earn? Is she being a gold digger? And while some women may be gold diggers, for the majority of women, it's not about the money. It's about what the money, the financial position represents. A man who is successful shows that he is driven, he is disciplined, he's hardworking, he is consistent, he has direction. Because for most women I've talked to, if I asked them, would you rather have a man who is ambitious but isn't successful yet, or a man who won the lottery, most would take the ambitious guy who doesn't have the money yet. With successful men, it's not about the money and the success, it's about the qualities that has got him there. And for men with a woman's sexual behavioral history, it's no different. A man would rather a woman who slept with 5 guys that she was in a relationship with than 4 guys, but 2 of them was from a threesome. It's about how does a woman choose to move sexually? What is her relationship to sex? How selective is she with who she shares her temple with? Does she use love to have sex, or does she have sex to feel love? Now, for some guys, it isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that this isn't something that they look out for. Next thing he looks out for is presentation. This isn't saying that you have to be arriving at the venue looking like a model. This isn't saying that he has unrealistic beauty standards, though he may have higher standards than most guys. This is about how do you choose to show up? How do you choose to present yourself? What do you wear? How do you choose to show off your body, if you show off your body at all? These are things that he would have thought about for himself when coming to meet you to make an impression. And this is something he looks for in a woman he's going to choose. Because whether we like to admit it or not, what we wear and how we choose to present ourselves to the world does give an impression about who we are. A guy can have really good intentions prior to meeting a woman, but because of how she chose to show up to a date, he may have shifted to only wanting her short term. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a bit harsh, right? Because let's say you do dress incredibly provocative, but you still end up having a nice time together. I completely hear you. But one thing we have to understand is that these kinds of men have a lot of options. They always have several women wanting to have him for themselves, or wanting to be in his presence at least. And so it's about understanding that this isn't about him choosing which women he does find attractive and want to sleep with. This is about which of those women does he see himself giving his commitment to. Is the niceness and hotness good enough for some men? Of course, but for an attractive man of value, a woman being attractive and appealing is what gets her through the door. That's not what gets her the position. His standards for commitment is different to his standards for casual fun. And how you choose to show up and present yourself to the world and with him has an influence on which avenue he will pursue with you. While every man is different, every man is still a man. And these are some of the things to look out for. And showing up the best version of you in these ways authentically will attract the right kind of man for you. So if you're ready to find your man and attract him today and know how to date in a way that leads to that relationship, then get my Claim Your Man program below, where I show you how to do just that. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep it slick.